Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game news. It is August 4th, 2021, and these are the top stories of the day. To kick things off, since it is August 4th, happy 8-4 day to the folks over at 8-4 Play, Japanese text translation studio in Tokyo, headed by a few old friends of mine, Mark McDonald, John Ricciardi from my Electronic Gaming Monthly and OneUp.com days. Always proud and happy for people that I worked for, alongside / with, getting continued success. Obviously 8-4 has done dozens of games that are very successful. I wish all of you guys and gals over there the best of success going forward. Thank you for your hard work making the text translation snappy, keeping humor inside of games and everything. I know that Japan is a good 16 hours ahead of the West Coast, but we still have a little bit of time left to celebrate here on the West Coast. In Japan, you're already on the 5th, but I hope you had a good 8-4 day, and if any of you are watching this US video, well, enjoy 8-4 a little bit longer with us over here. Alright, thank you guys. Keep on keeping on. Okay, moving on in more traditional video game news, we've got an update of Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 4, soon to be PlayStation 5.
Competition. Rival bands of Ghost would challenge the armies of the underworld in their honor. Whichever side could halt their foes' infernal assault first would earn glory and reward.
The reason why I'm highlighting this Rivals video is because I like to give props to solid games that are already complete, but studios are just pumping out more data into. You know, I talked about this on the channel the other day, and how Nintendo just gave us new content for new Pokemon Snap, which is pretty welcome. It was already a solid title, already complete, good amount of islands and Pokemon to snap, and they just dropped 3 new locales and 20 or so new Pokemon to take pictures of, explore, interact with. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Ghost of Tsushima obviously came out, and it was a pretty complete title when it was first released a year ago. And when they released the update that following fall for their multiplayer, I thought that was pretty cool. And coming up this August, the game's coming out on PS5. Of course, some of that DLC is paid for, and that's understandable. Games that are complete are great. Games that come out with really jam-packed free DLC, even better. Games that get improved, not because they were lacking in the first place, but just improved with paid DLC, hey, that's okay, that's respectable, you know? In this case, we're getting a little bit of a both. We're getting a Rivals update, which is cool, and very soon we're getting a new update that, you know, depending on where you are in Ghost of Tsushima, you could update to the PS5 version and take advantage, I should say, of its new features, functionality, lip sync, etc. for an extra 10 extra bucks, or, you know, just buy the DLC straight up $20 for Iki Island. But this will be something free for everyone, and that's pretty cool. And moving on, also some PlayStation talk. We have some rumors to go over, and that is regarding the next-gen PlayStation VR. Sony has still not given us the full details of when the headset and the controllers are coming out, how much, what will be the star debut game, but it's been referred to internally, supposedly, as NGVR and not PSVR2. Could it end up coming out as PSVR2? Could they change it to next-gen VR? We'll see, but anything's possible. At least regarding this rumor, we'll find out, you know? Supposedly it will also use an OLED monitor, screens at 2000 by 2040 per eye, HDR display, field of view at 110 degrees, flexible scaling, haptics planned for the headset itself to improve motion sickness, reduce that, overall improve immersion. This all sounds really good. Sony wants to bring us AAA VR experiences, and They're pushing hard this generation. They pushed hard with PS4. They really bounced back from PS3. Not that PS3 was a disaster, but if you look at the trajectory of PlayStation at 100 million to PlayStation 2 at 157 million, down to like 87 million for PS3, you could see there was a decline, right? If you look at PSP to PS Vita, there was a decline from 85 million to 14 million. So with PS4 going back up in that positive trajectory at 115 million or so, and PS5 outpacing PS4, it looks like Sony's back on track to really doing well. Maybe not first place well, we'll see. More on that in a little bit because Nintendo is on a roll. But like I said before, it looks like it's going to be a very healthy industry this 9th generation. And I'm excited to see what does Sony's future hold. A couple of these things, like I said, they're rumors for now. We know of this image. This is officially coming to us from PlayStation, but we still have yet to find out the final details. But reports are coming in. Similar content is coming from numerous people regarding the field of view being 110 degrees and the OLED panels being included. So time will tell. I will report on the news as it officially comes in, but I wanted to share the rumor for now. Moving on, reminder, tomorrow, we might cover it tonight depending on the time it drops, but tomorrow, August 5th in Japan, Nintendo is going to have their fiscal year ending March 2022 3 months earning release. And I can't wait for that. That will probably come out in tomorrow's episode of Video Game News with Paul Gale Network, because that is usually when I cover the Famitsu sales charts for the previous week in Japan. And this is going to be the big one. We will see just how many Nintendo Switch consoles sold from April 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2021. Was Nintendo able to sell close to as many as they did the previous year? Because the previous year was greatly affected by Animal Crossing and that surge, and of course COVID being so fresh. And it was really a great picture, at least for Nintendo, to sell as many consoles as they could. This year we don't have quite the big hit like we had with Animal Crossing, but I would say it's been a better year in overall in terms of a variety of games. We got Skyward Sword, which won't be in this because that is a July release. But we've got Monster Hunter Rise. We had updates to other games. Mario Golf came out. Bowser's Fury came out. You might have some trickle effect of Super Mario 3D All-Stars in there. And, of course, the evergreens. Now an evergreen, including Animal Crossing, should be here. And Mario Kart will continue to be here. So, what will Nintendo's report look like? I'm guessing 89 million was reached. Could they hit that 90? I full on expect that by March 31st next year, we'll be looking at 110 million plus for Nintendo. And that's what got me thinking earlier. There's no real loser that's going to be around this time in the video game industry. Even third place, even last place amongst Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation. I don't think anyone's going to do poorly. It's just who's going to do the best. And right now it's Nintendo. They are winning week in and week out, month in and month out in Japan and in North America. Part of that also has to do with chips and so forth. Sony did say that they are on pace to releasing 22 million or so PlayStation 5s by March 31st next year, which means that their fiscal year seems to be in check. They've already done 10 million, so it looks like 12 million more for the next few months of this year. 5 months left, plus 3 in March, so 8 million. It's going to be pretty solid. That's 12 million divided by these 8 months. A good chunk of that's going to occupy that holiday time frame, but it looks like Sony's pretty serious, and they were able to secure as many chips as they could. Now it's up to Microsoft. Can they pull off strong Xbox Series S and X numbers? Will Nintendo have any problems? I don't think too many. They could always drop the price of Nintendo Switch. They're the only ones that could comfortably drop the price of their current generation console and not totally eat it in terms of revenue coming in, because Nintendo Switch has been out for over 4 years. So they could easily get more sales, gain more traction, because they have yet to even have a player's choice lineup where they officially drop prices long term of their video games. So, you eventually drop the Nintendo Switch Lite to like $170, Nintendo Switch to $250, Nintendo Switch OLED model to $300. They're going to be fine. Plus, we've got Metroid Dread hanging in there. Well, that we're hanging on to, I should say, in terms of excitement. That comes out in 2 months. The OLED model comes out. Pokemon comes out. No More Heroes comes out. We've got 2022, which looks glorious. So Nintendo just doesn't want to lose that momentum. Don't be like Wii, where you were on fire and then kind of dropped off a little bit too quickly. Keep that momentum going. Keep the public talking about you. But we'll see. Tonight or tomorrow morning is going to be very exciting when Nintendo drops this. That will definitely eat up a good portion of tomorrow's video. And finally, in Nintendo news, this is probably what I'm most excited to talk about today. There's somebody that goes by the name of Nate, and he has an awesome channel. I shouldn't say somebody that goes by the name of Nate. The guy's name is Nate, and he's a fellow Nintendo enthusiast, big-time Nintendo gamer, fan of Nintendo's. He's got this really cool YouTube channel, and he's got 71,000 plus subscribers. His YouTube channel is Nintendo Prime. He covers video game news every day, much like I do, but he has multiple videos going up every day, a more professional background setup and whatnot. He had an awesome E3 live stream. He has guest hosts throughout the months, throughout the years, various people. Nintendo Prime, that's his channel. He does video game news. He does podcasts and giveaways. And the reason why I'm specifically talking about Nate and his Nintendo Prime YouTube channel is because tonight I'm going to be his guest host. And I'm really looking forward to it. I've followed Nate for a while. He's a cool guy. He's a fellow July kid like me. He just had his own birthday July 5th, and I just had my birthday July 7th. So I'm like, yeah, that's a cool guy right there. But even before I knew that, I like supporting people who I can relate to, who I like, who I think have enough interests and a good attitude, or in terms of projecting that news, and just cool, friendly kind of individual in general. And yeah, I'm a supporter of his. I'm looking forward to participating in tonight's podcast. I hope that I can bring some entertainment and some value to the conversation, whatever we end up talking about, whether it's Nintendo in general, Nintendo's outlook in 2022, specifically regarding the remaining games coming out this year, talk about our anticipation of the quarter financial results, whatever the conversation is, wherever it ends up going. I hope to contribute positively. I know I'm going to have fun. I'm excited, looking forward to it. And if you're watching my channel, if you want to participate in the podcast, it will be live tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is in a little bit more. It's in a couple of hours from when I'm recording this. So thank you, Nate. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nintendo Prime, in advance for having me on your channel. I am pretty stoked. So here's to a good night. To anybody watching, hop on over there if you want to see me talk live with Nate, and maybe you'll have one new source to get news from in Nintendo Prime and how he displays things on a daily basis and multiple times a day, even at that. So all right, that's going to do it today for Video Game News with Paul Gale Network. Have a good one. See you all next time. I should say, see some of you probably tonight. Take it easy. Bye.